So now, as I said it would happen, sooner or later, financial firms, financial experts, firms that are linked in to the economy, and it's their job, because believe it or not, there are companies that are literally paid by much bigger companies to essentially examine the economy and try and predict what's going to happen to the British economy. And of course, lots of these companies are now starting to slowly but surely, shall we say, deliver their pronouncement on Boris's Brexit deal. And I'd said it wouldn't be long before, but this is more like from what we got here, a very, very initial cursory findings, shall we say. None of them have gone in depth yet, and I probably won't expect to see those. Maybe summertime, maybe towards the end of the year is where we'll start to be seeing the reports of those, and those, oh boy, are probably going to be quite vicious, considering as we've already said, we've had South Yorkshire and Derbyshire business leaders come out and say this is a disaster for our company, as many other companies and businesses have. The fishing industry has come out and literally has said we haven't had boats go out this year at all. You know, it's one disaster after another, and these are slowly but surely piling up, very slowly but surely, and proving that these aren't just teething problems, these are problems that are here to stay. And we've got this very interesting article from the London Economic, who judges on Moody's, and they are a financial, I believe they are they're a financial assessment company or something like that, I think they are. But when some company comes out and says this is quite bad, then this is a point where, once again, we have to sit up and really start to pay attention. So, as always, before we jump into that, please do remember to hit that like and share button, and also hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel as well, to see more videos about British politics, Brexit, and, well, all sorts of kind of new stuff that goes on in the UK. So, also, before we get into that as well, oh yes, and down below there's a link to my Patreon page and one donation link. And thank you very much to those people that do support me that way. So, now we remember the lines. So, this comes from the London Economic, and the title is Moody's passes judgment on Johnson's trade deal, and it said it's skewed in the EU's favour. So, credit ratings agency Moody has warned that the UK economy will be significantly smaller over the longer term, owing to a trade deal that has lacked substance and is skewed in the EU's favour. Already straight away, not very good, but, you know, we've already been saying for the past, 2 to 3 weeks now, fisheries in dire straits, farms in dire straits, with Brexiteers not understanding the concept that farming can't occur 24/7 in this country. You know, as we showed from one image last week of a farmer responding to a Conservative saying, "Oh, it'll be easy. Go out and plant your fields and we'll be fine." And the farmer responded to, "It's -5. What do you want me to plant?" And then I did like someone responded to, "Yes, Yorkshire's famous for its pineapple fields." And it just goes to show you the pure level of ignorance. They just don't understand. I mean, I don't know if you may or may not remember, way back, one of the first firms to report difficulties was a firm called Southern Salads, and it made salads shockingly enough. And all its produce came from Spain and southern France, where they have the climates to be able to do that. Whoops. you know? And, unfortunately, that's against job losses. And we were warning for that for years. And now, you have to now take us seriously on what's going on. But, we did warn you. So, anyway, the report continues. The damning report from the firm, which assesses states' ability to pay their debts, found that while the Brexit agreement avoids a no-deal scenario, it largely lacks substance in the areas vital to the UK economy, such as services. We are a service-based economy. 80% of our economy is based on services. And Boris Johnson has done a deal that does not include 80% of our economy. That should shock you. That really should shock you. But I wouldn't be shocked because it's Boris. So, as a result, Benedict Andres, Moody's analyst and co-writer of the report, says that the UK economy will be significantly smaller over the longer term. The report comes after significant disruption at the borders was being reported after the deal was struck, with big retail chains including Tesco's, Marks and Spencer's both questioning the workability of the new certification requirements. They have written to the British government seeking aid in minimising tariffs. That's not going to happen because this government ain't going to try and form closer relations with the EU. Because to minimise tariffs, we have to be closer aligned with the EU. That is not what the Tory Brexiteers are all about. So, however, this would be subject to a decision in the Joint Committee of the Withdrawal Agreement, which oversees the Northern Ireland Protocol, the report points out. And smaller companies have all but given up trading outside the UK due to the significant paperwork required. So, more broadly, Moody's state that the agreement leaves Britain facing significant non-tariff barriers in trade with the EU. They say that this includes relatively few measures to reduce the need for customs checks and control or eliminate the need for dual certifications. While goods originating in the EU or the UK are not subject to tariffs when they are exported to either jurisdiction, they must be accompanied by customs and security declarations, as well as pre-boarding notifications when they are shipped. Moody's also argues that the agreement does not tackle all of the uncertainties that have hampered investment in the UK since June of the 2016 Brexit vote. So once again, companies are still left in the lurch. And I saw a lot of people after reporting this saying, oh, companies have had 4 years to prepare. They haven't had anything to prepare because they've had no idea what to prepare for. They were all prepared and gearing up for a no-deal Brexit, and then at the last minute, the government just said, no, never mind, don't need it. And then Boris literally comes out on Christmas Eve, of all times, to announce, oh yeah, we've signed this deal, takes place on the 1st of January, you've got less than 2 weeks to get things in order. Companies just have not had the time at all to prepare for this, and there is still a massive amount of uncertainty of how all this is going to work. And I always warn you, this deal could very well be pulled in about a year's time, because the Tory Brexiteers may have very well signed this, because in the deal, after a year, if they want to, they could just pull the plug and walk away, and we are in a no deal. And that could be a whole reason why they signed it. Remember, after they signed the withdrawal agreement, they were boasting about the fact that they could somehow change it, when they couldn't, because it was now signed and it was the law, international law. So do not underestimate the stupidity of these Brexiteers, because, if they somehow think that a farmer can go out and, sow seeds in -5 temperatures, then I'm sure that they will purely be wonderful to accept visits to the wonderful pineapple fields of Barnsley. I'd laugh, but this is our economy. This is our country's future, and this is what these guys sold it on as being wonderful and it's nothing of the sort. But here we are. So anyway, it finishes off. The agency says that it has already incorporated the likely impact of the deal into its ratings for sovereign and domestic UK borrowers. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So that is probably the first, almost the first I can guarantee, of many, many, many reports to come of the sorry state of the UK's economy to come. And I've said it before, we are going to face hard times in this country. Hard times. And it's all going to be the backs of these Brexiteers who were touting and flaunting how wonderful leaving the EU would be. And, we've just seen recently the massive U-turn they made over they were going to get rid of and alter and worsen workers' rights. They U-turned after that, after public pressure was put on. And these are the kind of battles we are going to have to face. But even then, we have to be incredibly careful, because the Tories have a massive majority and no one can stop them. Even if all the other parties united to vote against it, they could not stop it. And that's the fight and the situation we are going to have to be in. And we have to be aware that the next election, we are going to have to make sure, A, that Labour doesn't drop the ball between now and the election, and that the possibility of that Labour should join a progressive alliance to essentially win the next general election and essentially keep the Tories out of power for quite some time, fingers crossed, and really bring change to this country, namely in the forms of bringing in proportional representation, because that will then truly keep the Tories out of power. And trust me, do not expect the Tories to try and change voting systems to be fairer, because currently they're trying to change voting systems in this country to be a lot unfairer. So, as always, thanks for watching. Please do remember to hit that like and share button on your way out. And of course, down below there's a link to my Patreon page and a one-off donation link. And thank you very much to all those who support me that way. And as always, we'll see you all next time.